The first time that I was really in foster care for a long time was, I was probably in the summer of my 6th grade year. My mom, I thought, was doing really good. She owned her own business, and I thought she was finally cleaning up, and it all turned out all wrong because, and then all of a sudden, like, my mother got caught with a meth lab in our garage, and me and my sister got taken away. We got sent to a group home first. So actually, it was like a shelter home. And we were there for probably only a month, and we got placed together as a family because they wanted to place us together, and it took them a month. So we finally got placed in a home together, and things didn't work out for me, but it worked out for my sister. And she said that she didn't want me because I wasn't like her type of foster kid. Like, she liked my sister because my sister was more secluded and to herself, and didn't like to do things. And I was the more energetic one that wanted to go out and do things. And she said I was too hard to keep track of. So I got sent to a different home. When actually, I'm kind of glad that I did get sent to a different home, because the next home I went to, I was more free to be myself. And I was encouraged to go out and do things instead of being hindered by them. And my mom during that time was trying to fight for us to come back or whatever, and I really didn't understand why, because of all the years. And I don't even know why we finally got to go back home, but in the beginning of my 8th grade year, we did finally get to come back home. And it's all really good. Like, the first time you come back home, when the worker's in there, it was like perfect. Like, I couldn't remember anything. It felt so good to be home. And then all of a sudden when they left, things just went downhill so fast. And I remember my 9th grade being so horrible, and I remember getting very depressed. I really wasn't myself. I remember that I really did. I wanted to kill myself. And I did try one time. And then I actually threw up all the pills that I took. And I think it was after that moment where I realized that where I was at was not where I wanted to go. And I almost failed out my freshman year because of all the problems I had at home. And one day I got beat really bad by my mom, and I decided that I had had enough. And I was going to be the strong person, and I left my home out in the country, and I walked out to the highway and hitched a ride to the police station and got sent back with the same home I was in before. And because there, I felt like I was more in a family than I was at my own home. Because that, to me, like, I missed that the whole time. And when I was back in that home, I wanted to be adopted. I did. And I was told, I was about 15 at that time. I had just turned 15, probably 15 and a half. I said I wanted to get adopted, and they told me I was too old to be adopted and that nobody would want me. And I said, and that's what I asked. I said, why can't I be adopted? They never even tried because they said I was too old, even though I wanted to. Actually, it felt like they were saying that I wasn't worth their time to become adopted. Like, they didn't want to go through the court and the paperwork or to terminate my mom's rights and to go through that for me, even though that I wanted it really bad. And they kept trying to reunify me with my mother, and I kept telling them, I don't want to be reunified. I left home because I don't want to be there. So after that, I think I just kind of gave up because so many were telling me, that it won't happen for me. But I think I made a better of it because when I turned my whole high school around. After that, my freshman year, I had nothing but A's and B's until my senior year, and I had maybe a 1 point, I had horrible freshman year, but I ended up graduating with a 3.4 after my freshman year. And I participated in sports, and I was in different groups or whatever. It kept myself busy, and I think that's what really, and I was supported in doing it. Like, they were like, you should really think about doing that. You need to go do that. And what was important for me in that is that My foster parents actually went to like my track meets and watched me and cheered on for me, and it felt me like my parents never did that for me. And it was like, that for me was like something a parent do. Like when they were so proud of me, like when I get done running and I win a medal and they're like, I'm so proud of you. And the first time it happened to me, I cried. It was just wonderful. And that's what made me realize that she was my mom. Just like, I don't need to be adopted anymore to feel like that's my home. And I'm aged out now. I've been aged out for a year, and I go there for Christmas now, and I was there for Easter, you know, that's my home. I go there once a week, you know, and I have a son now, and my foster mom, you know, she's his grandma.